Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel again, and on today's tutorial we'll be working on texturing. So on part 2 we did modeling. We modeled the corpse and we also modeled the umbrella. So part 3 we'll be doing UV mapping. We're going to be working with Photoshop as well too. So I'll be teaching us basic Photoshop, and I'll take us to UV unwrapping straight up. So first thing I will do, I'll show you how to mark scenes, how to create UV maps before we go to Photoshop and do some texture painting also. So join me as we proceed. So now what I want to do now, I will select my cube and I will go to UV editing. So we are at UV editing, and I want to go back to my object mode, go to my wireframe overlays, go to geometry and click on wireframe. So this is what we have here. This is our grid where our UVs will be laid on. So select this and let's say Shift H to unhide unselected, so we can work on this perfectly. And I can bring this way. So now I'll go to edit mode, select your container, press tab on your keyboard for edit mode. So I'll go to edge selection, and so now I want to mark out my UVs. I want to create UV mappings. So UV mapping, one thing about UV mapping is like using a 2D image to wrap a 3D image. So how will I wrap a 2D image on a 3D object? So follow me as we proceed. I'll make it very simple. So let's select this edge here and hold Alt, select this edge also. So now we've selected this loop round. Now what we'll do again, we'll hold Shift, select this, hold Shift and select this, so that I want 1, 2, 3 to be one face, and I'll hold Shift again, select this, hold Shift, select this edge. Now I'll select, hold Alt and Shift and select this edge also, hold Alt and Shift and select this edge also, hold Alt and Shift and select the loop in this edge also, hold Alt and Shift and select all the edges on this face. So what I have, I've selected this edge like this now. So this will be one island, this other place will be another island, here will be another island, here will be another island, and the under will be a separate island. So now how to mark scene. So I've selected these edges and I'll say U on my keyboard. So it shows us a UV mapping menu, and I will go to mark scene. So since I've marked the scene, now you will see kind of a red sharp lines on where I marked those UVs. So now what I will do again, I will say A on my keyboard to select all, and I will say U again to go back to my UV mapping menu, and I will say unwrap. So this is what we see now after I've unwrapped. So now I can now come back here and check these two arrows, said editor type. So I can change my UV type editor to this format. So now if I come to my face mode and say face selection, I can select each and every one of these face, and I can select also the island. So here is my front view. So here is how I'm working with. So I have this part selected now, this other part, and I have like this. Hold Ctrl to select this. So I have something like this. I have also like this also selected. So what I want to do now, this top here are these places, so I'm not really putting any image texture on this top, because this top of our container will be basically silver color and metallic form. So I'm not adding any texture up here. I will just press L to select an island. So this is an island, this is an island, this is an island. So L to select this island, and I will scale it and rotate it. Arrow to rotate, rotating this island, and you can say G, bring it downwards, S to scale again, bring it downwards. So now let me select the second island, which is this part first. So I can say select this face and hold Ctrl and select this other face. So I can say G to move and arrow to rotate. So I can now say G to grab to move. I can bring it to this extent and ensure it's very straight. Center straight. I can come and select this island also. So now what I want to do now, I'll select this face and move like this. Now select this face also. 1, 2, 3. So now I'll G to move, and I will rotate it. Arrow to rotate. First of all, let me select this island and move also. L to select an island, and let me rotate it like this first. Let me say G, bring downwards, select this island by clicking L. So I have this face here and this face here. So I want this face to be together with this face. So I have something like this also. So now L to select this island, G, let's move it to this point. You can say G, move it, let me follow the grid. Push this like this and select this island again. L to select this island, and G to move it this way. So I've done that now. So I have this island also, which is under the container. You can say L to select this island and arrow to rotate. Move it this way, G, move this way. So I also have another island again, which is this other face of our box. So I can select this island, L to select this island, rotate the island, say G, can move it to this place here, and so now I have this face. So I want this face to be in line with this face also. So now select this island, L to select this island. Your mouse, just hover your mouse down to where the island is and just say L to select each island. So now I want this face to be with this face here. So I have something like this. So now select this island, L, and rotate it. Arrow to rotate. And now I'll move G to move. G to move. Move it to this extent. Okay, select this island again. Okay. And let me move it upwards. I go to align it. So I can select all this island and scale and say G to move. I want them to fit on this grid properly. G to move. So we can also create some details out here. We can also select these faces too, and we can also peel them out too. You can also select some of these faces too also and peel, but I want this place to be silver, not too many details on the top of this ice cream. So I want this place to be kind of either metallic or plastic form. I think I'll go for plastic. The top of this container, here it is. I want it to be plastic, so I won't really do much on that to peel it. So this is how to just create your scene. Let's select this island also, and we can scale this, move it this way, move it anywhere. We can also select this, let's say S to scale and G. So I'm just making it simple for us to understand, and so now we have marked our scene. So what I want to do now is that I want to export our UV mapping and take it to Photoshop and do some texture painting, and so let's proceed. To export this, come to where we have UV here and say UV, and go to where we have export UV layouts. Click on export UV layouts, and you can set our opacity at 1, at 0.1, and now let's save our UV. You can come to our desktop, or I would love to save in Blender Studio and save it in here and say export UV layouts. Now I'll go to where my folder is on my desktop, and I'll go to my desktop. I think it's somewhere around in my Blender Studio, and let me search for UV. Open this up, but my UV is not showing properly. Now I'll go back and do some settings, and I'll say export UV again, export UV layouts. I should check on this also. Bring these numbers down, and back to where I have my 2D, and let me say export UV. So when I go back, I should be able to see this. Okay, now here is my UV. Okay, it's kind of transparent also, and not that fully transparent. So now I'll go to my Photoshop and go to create new on your Photoshop, and let's open this custom and say create. So but I don't want to use this page, so I'll just go back to where I have my UV. I want the exact size. I'll just click and drag to Photoshop, click and drag, come to this place up here and say copy. So So I've copied this now, so I have my full UV layout in here in Photoshop, and now I can start working on it gradually. So what we do first in Photoshop, we come to this point here, and let's take rectangle tool, and now let's click and drag. Let's create the size of our container. Let's say okay. Let's make this red. Let's come here and choose red. So I can go back to my okay, let me go back to my windows, and let me activate my layers. Okay, I have my layers on already, so I can come here now and bring this layer down so I can see my UV properly, and now I can make those adjustments. And I'll do the same in here. Select this and let me duplicate by holding Alt down, and use your mouse to move it. I'll do the same here also. Duplicate this and let me resize this to fit. So hold Alt and scroll to zoom in and out. Hold Alt and your scroll button to zoom, so we can extend this also. Extend this also, select this, so we can create some extensions out here, so we don't have any mistake on our UV. So okay, now let's do for this. Okay, we can come here now and bring this down. So now let's duplicate this UV for this next side. Hold Alt and move your mouse, and let's bring this point. Hold Alt again to select one. Hold Alt down and bring and duplicate. We have something looking like this. Now what we'll do now, we'll go back to where our image, and let's bring in some image to this place. So now let's go back to our folder in our desktop. I think I love this image. I have some ice cream pictures, so I'll bring this inside our Photoshop and load it. Now let's scale this. Hold Alt and drag to scale, so we can bring it forward. Let's bring it downwards. Let's see it on our layer. And what we do, we come to this place, we right click on this image texture. So let's rasterize so we can remove the background. So click on this place that we have our magic erase tool. Click on the magic erase tool and set the tolerance to 30 and say OK, and click on the background. Now we have extract the background out of the image. What I want to do now, let's scale this image by just scaling from one end. Okay, size still remains the same. Now let's scale and let's move upwards here. Let's scale and let's move this way. Let's move this way and hold shift. Okay, perfect, like this. So what I want to do now is I want now write text. Come to this place for text and click on where you want to write your text. Let me click on this place and let me say T cap locks on TASTY tasty. Let me go to my character and make it maybe 36, a little bit bigger, make it white color and push upwards, and we can enlarge this, come again and say T and tasty ice cream, tasty ice cream. And now let's enlarge this text. So we can also change the font to make it kind of unique. So we can select this and let's change the font. Let's go to our font style and change the font. So there are various fonts in here. So you can play around with Photoshop and do some tweaking. It might not really be a serious font. I'm looking for fonts that look kind of cartoonish. I think this is okay for me for tasty. So I can increase this. And change this font also. You can decide to use a different font for the ice cream. I think I just passed the very good font. I don't want that. Something quite simple. Okay, I love this. So let's do this. I don't think I like this, but I think I like this. I can change this. Need a better font. Okay, I can decide to work with this. So you can just play around with Photoshop and create some designs that are cool of your choice. You can bring this down. Now let's go here and let's bring in another image texture. Let's select this one, bring inside Photoshop, and let's do the same. Right click on it and rasterize. Come to magic erase tool and remove the background of this comic character. Okay, now it's out. So now we can scale and bring to the front of. We can scale this bigger here. So we can bring another character inside our Photoshop also. Now let's bring in this character and do the same. Right click, rasterize layer, select magic erase tool, click on the background and it's out. So we can rotate this. We can try to bring this in here. I can put this in here also. So the main things we can play around with in Photoshop. We can push this here and say okay. Come write a text and say I love ice cream. See, love ice cream, and let's push this out here. So we can just play around this and select a new font. We can select different fonts. We can decide to stretch this. Decide to rotate this also and scale. So you can always play along with, hold shift to stretch, holding shift to stretch. If you hold control, you can hold control and manipulate this text. You can do the same here also. Hold control and manipulate this text. Also, just add some style to it since it's a cartoon kind of stuff. Hold control and we can manipulate this. Also manipulate this, create some effects. So we can just play around creativity and see how things works. Can also increase the size of this character. Can also increase the size also of this. Can come here and say moving something other than white. Can use green, yellow, and say yummy, 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 and so you can just play around creativity in Photoshop and see what you got. Let's hold control again and let's make this look that way. Let's change the text font. Now hold control and hold control to manipulate the text. So you can be very creative with Photoshop, very creative. And now let's create another image here. So you can decide to choose any of them. Let's view this. We don't want this. So now what? I want something like this. So I can also still check for other stuff in here. Okay, I can go to my where I saved some of my works. Can now bring in and go to my desktop. I'm looking for an image I saved. So quit this. Go to download. Look for a very nice ice cream image texture. I think I love this. So I'll also bring this in here also, and scale it. Can now see. Bring it down to fit. Go to your layers and bring it down so you can see it properly now. And okay, now push upwards so you can see this properly. So you can also play along in here also, and I'm trying to scale this. Hold S, hold Shift to scale also, and make something out of it. So I don't know what you think concerning this. And so now I want to make this, select I to pick color on Photoshop, I to pick color. So I want to pick color from this this kind of looking ice cream, and so kind of cookies. So I can select this plain and say I want this to be blue. Go to my colors, come to my properties, I can pick this color, come here, no, select this, click here, pick this color, select this. So we just have to just play around creativity, and can select this text out here and go to my properties again. I can choose this and say OK. I can decide to make it orange and select this, bring this down, and okay, let's try this yellow color. It's looking nice. Now I can come here now and see I want this to be white, and this to be green. So we can play with the colors. feel like changing the font of this ice cream. I don't know what you think, but just felt I should change it, and I think I should stick with this font also. Okay, I think I'll leave this like this, and I think I have to select this also. Sure, I should make one red color. I can pick red for it. I think white will go pretty cool. Pick white. And I can come in here also and make this blue. Go to my properties and make this blue, and come to color, very dark since it's beneath. So I come and make this blue here. So we have something like this. And so what I want to do next, I don't want this to look so plain, so I want to create something like a depth here. So what I will do now, I'll come to where I have brush, click on this plane, come to where I have brush, but first of all I'll have to rasterize this plane, then come to brush. You can increase my brush size, increase the hardiness, and I will choose dirty brown, and choose a color, and choose this color looking like black. So you can now paint, reduce the hardiness, just a bit lighter. So you can paint like this, and okay, Ctrl C. It needs to be very, very light. You can pick this. So now we can start painting. Gradually paint start painting. So I want to create something like looks like a depth in here. You can select this and add something that's looking like a depth. Reduce the opacity. Continue painting. So I don't want it to be a kind of like a blue plain paper. So needed something like looks like a depth, so as to add some feels to it and some kind of looking real kind of texture. Let's increase the opacity once more and keep painting. Creating a kind of dead looking kind of thing out here. Now I'll click on my image here and also paint on it so it looks, so I want to blend it together. Add some black colors to it. Raise the opacity also. Add some brown to it and increase the opacity so it just fits on this. So okay, add some blue colors to it also to blend it. Increase the opacity of the blue, and let's keep working. No, Ctrl Z. Let's keep it at 10. I don't want the details to go out. No, Ctrl Z. Okay, let's make it to be make it to be 6. So I want some few details to be still there also. I can bring it dark blue. It looks like black also. And I can add some few details to it. And some brownish color. That looks like that. Okay, now let's create for these other ones here. Do the same. Right click and rasterize. Go to brush and add some texture to it. Increase the opacity and brush also. So we're creating some kind of like depth here also. So increase the opacity one more time. Texture, add some texture, add some brown, use the opacity, add some black also. Let's add some blue, use the opacity and add some blue also. I think it's pretty nice like this. And we can add some few blacks to this point. So just ensure it matches with this other face. Now let's go back to this point too. Now let's deselect, come here and rasterize this other one. And let's paint on this side. Increase the opacity. to 17, and now let's paint. Let's increase opacity once more again and zoom inwards. We can be very fast about it. But always ensure you are doing the right thing. Let's add some few blacks beneath it. Add some few browns. Reduce the opacity. Add some blue texture to it to blend it. Now let's paint on the character. Let's make it brown and increase the opacity. So his leg just kind of fits in with the depth also, and use your opacity and add some black to it. So you can even paint on the texture. You can paint on the text also to make it more realistic. You can do the same anywhere and right click, rasterize, and let's make some painting on the text also, and not much, but just kind of make it look kind of dull, not so bright. Increase the size of the brush. It looks something like this. Kind of darker. Not looking too serious. Something looking like this. So looking like kind of an old. So painting just helps you add some feels to the model, to the ice cream cart. Just adding some feels to it, not looking too serious. Let's add some feels to this part, and now we can paint on this part also. Rasterize layer. You can increase the opacity in here. You can paint on this. Bring it to black, and you can always create something on your own that is looking nice. Just keep painting until you're satisfied with your painting, with your texturing. See how this looks in here. Blend these two together. Point of emergence. So we have also do the same here. We're almost done with our painting. So now let's sharpen our image, and click on your image and say Ctrl L, and let's add some brightness to them. Do the same with this, Ctrl L, and let's add some brightness to it and say OK. Select this picture, Ctrl L, let's add some level of brightness to them. Do the same with this, Ctrl L, and add some levels of brightness. So what we do now, do Ctrl B, let's balance the colors. Okay, select this image and Ctrl B again. Now we can work on the yellow and the blue. We don't have, and work on the yellow and the red. Work on the yellow and the red, or something like this. Say OK, and this, Ctrl L, Ctrl B to balance the color. We have purple in there, so we can make the purple sharper and make the yellow, make it kind of dimmer. And this way is okay. This kind. Do the same for this, Ctrl B. Let's work on the balance. We have yellow in there, so something looking like this. Select this, Ctrl B. Let's work on the color also. We have green in there, and so I have blue. So I have it's kind of looking off. Let's light this. So here we go now. So what I want to do now, I want to bring in a blue kind of metal that looks so rusty. Okay, let me paint this first. I can paint on this, masterize, and let me paint on it. So I can really paint on this so sharply. And increase the size of your brush. This is just under the container, so it can be more of a very dirty color. You can just play around, not too much. let's play around and see what we have in here. So we have much depth here. I think I'm done with this now. So what I'll do now, I want to bring in the metal. So come to where I saved it, and I can select this first and see how this looks. Bring this to Photoshop, and it looks so rusty. Looks so rusty, and I think you can try so many things also. And come and reduce in here, reduce the opacity, and see how it's looking. So just give us like a kind of style, kind of texture out there, looking real. Now let's bring this very nice blue, and let's see how this will display. Now let's reduce the opacity. We have something looking like this. I think this one is perfect. Also, this one is nice. You can reduce this size so you can have the full texture in it. I love this one. I think I have to lock this back. Mistakenly unlocked it. Select. So I have to lock all these now, so I'm able to select them again. Okay, I think I should select this first. Control Z back, and then I can scale. S to hold shift to scale also. Hold Alt to duplicate. just push downwards. Use the opacity now. Set it at 27. Set this at 26. Bring this down also. So just playing around creativity, bring this to this point. Should be under. Okay, notice something now. This image is not a PNG image, so I can delete this out now. But first, let me unlock it. I can delete it. Unlock it and select that image. I can decide to take this and duplicate this. So I can now flip horizontal and select this. Select this plane. Control Z. Unlock this first. Unlock. Duplicate the background. Unlock this. Unlock this. Unlock this. So after hold Alt and duplicate this also and push this down. To this point. Now push this now. This size also. You can add text to this now. Let's say pick me. hold Control to manipulate the text. Text properties, pick white color. Decide to pick orange. We can paint on this text also. First, let's rasterize the text. And now we can paint on the text. Something black. Now we can keep adding some fill to our texture, adding some details also. And some very important details. Add some details, continue the process, and don't get tired of it. And do the same out here too. And add some few details that you think is necessary for this. Just keep adding few details upon details upon details. Now we are good to go. We can add some blue out here too. Add some blue details out here. Let's increase the opacity, the size of our brush. So let's increase the opacity a little bit. Make this a little bit darker and not looking so black. Okay, so very cool. Okay, now we're done with that. Now what we'll do next Yes, we select, we unlock. Unlock every other thing here. Lock them, and now let's unlock this layer, our UV map layer, and bring it back down to the bottom here. We can't see the lines anymore again, so we're going to be at the back end. And so this is what we have now, our final results. So now let's render. Let's export it. File, go to file and go to export, and go to export as. Export as PNG, and we say export all. So we can export it in this place also, or we can come back to our Blender Studio where we have our file and export. Okay, so we've come to the end of today's tutorial, and you can check down for part 4. So thanks for watching. Please share, make comments, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.